Hey, it's Patricia Murphy. It's Friday, Casual Friday. This is Seattle Now. Looks like the snow is really happening in Seattle. Normally, it would be a great opportunity to stay inside, tucked in with a book, or hang out by the fire. But honestly, who the heck needs any more days inside at this point? It's also Valentine's weekend. Relationship experts and real-life couple Ishea Brown and Mike Couch are here in just a minute. But first, let's get you caught up. Most of Washington will be allowed to start reopening as of next Monday. The governor says over the past 2 weeks, new cases and hospital admissions have dropped significantly in nearly every one of the 8 regions being monitored. That means areas around Spokane, Wenatchee, Bellingham, Port Angeles, and Vancouver can join the central Puget Sound region in Phase 2. South Central Washington remains restricted. Ellensburg, Yakima, the Tri-Cities, and Walla Walla still have too much COVID. A Kingston man is the 4th person from Washington charged in connection with the January insurrection at the U.S. Capitol. Taylor James Jonatakis turned himself into the FBI yesterday after being indicted by a grand jury in D.C. He's accused of obstructing an official proceeding, assaulting or impeding federal officers, and other crimes. A U.S. district judge in Tacoma ordered him released until his next hearing. And those flakes you're noticing are, in fact, snow. Skeptics be damned. It looks like we're in for some. Maybe you don't see any this morning, but the National Weather Service says there's likely to be widespread heavy snow coming to the area late today into tomorrow that could leave us with several inches. Lots of snow in the mountains, too. So tempting to get out there, but remember, the risk of avalanche is high. Here we are, Friday, and we're waiting on our first snowstorm of the season here in Seattle. So you can be sure that the stores will be empty by the end of the day. And if it all turns out to be rain, well, that's actually how we do snow here in the Emerald City. Ishea Brown is here. She's a mental health advocate and the co-host of the relationship podcast, Just the Tip. Hi, Ishea. Did you watch the Britney Spears documentary?
Not only did I watch the Britney Spears documentary, I was live tweeting it and I was reaching out to my friends trying to figure out what we need to do to save her. I am part of the hashtag Free Britney TikTok movement.
You know, I am definitely on the Free Britney Spears campaign as well after watching that. Mike Couch is here. He is also the co-host of the relationship podcast, Just the Tip. Mike, you and Ishea are life partners, right?
We are, yeah. We got married during the pandemic.
Made it official.
Good times. Good times. Thank you so much for being here today. You know, it took so long to get here this winter, but it looks like the city of Seattle is finally grappling with the possibility of some snow. And who knows how much it might be at this point. Optimistic TV weather forecasters predict up to 10 inches by Saturday. Right now, the only thing we can definitely count on is the angst or the excitement, depending on who you are in all this. I am such a snow pessimist, but only because I lived in New England for so many years. And after 20 years in the Seattle area, I have to say I'm just used to the disappointment. So I try to steel myself, right? Every time they say there's going to be snow by just being like jerky about it and saying it's not going to snow. It's not.
Yeah, you can't believe it until you see it.
Well, and Mike's from here. I'm from Chicago, so I grew up with like it's going to snow, and it did snow, and it's a blizzard, and there's a snow day for school. And moving out here, I was like, this is gorgeous. There is really no snow. It's so easy. But yeah, you're from here, so you're kind of used to this.
I mean, we've had such a beautiful, mild winter so far. It's like, okay, if we get one storm, then we're getting out pretty unscathed.
Well, and with the pandemic, the city's advice to stay home doesn't seem as ridiculous as it has in years past, because, of course, that's the Seattle response to snow is everybody should just hang out at home until this all melts away.
Yeah, we'll still have to log in for work come Monday morning.
Well, it looks like the kids will never get snow days again either.
Yeah, that's actually a tragedy.
For parents everywhere.
Well, yeah, the whole thing's a tragedy for kids and parents right now.
And funny enough, looking out our window, it just started to snow. There's flurries just coming down right now.
Oh, man.
So it's here.
And there's small flakes, too.
Oh, the city's going to freak out. The city's going to freak out. What is your favorite snow activity?
So So previous to moving here, my favorite snow activity was drinking mimosas in the house for brunch or something and not being outside in the snow. Because like I said, I grew up in Chicago and it's a very flat terrain, so it's not like you can do winter sports or anything. But after moving here, snowboarding was great until I wiped out and I had never felt the breath leave my chest before. Then I decided I'm too old for that. And snowshoeing was kind of cool. I like that.
Yeah, I took Aisha snowshoeing once, and she loved that.
Once.
Yeah. I like skiing. I like snowshoeing. But when it snows here in the lowlands, my favorite thing is to just go, walk out in it.
I would say taking our dog to the park and watching the joy on her face. We're very like millennial dog parents. Just the joy in my dog's face as she runs in the park and bites at the snow.
I'm from Jersey, so when the snowstorms used to head into Jersey, everybody hit the bar. That was pretty much the way we handled the snow, was you would roll into the bar, get a bunch of drinks. By the time you left, the snow would be deep enough so that it would be a fun walk home, and we'd call it good. But yeah, here we can always count on the rain to wipe it all away.
Mm-hmm.
Can you feel it in the air, people? Not the latest COVID strain. It's love. Valentine's Day is Sunday. We're still in a pandemic, so if you've managed to gin up any romance in your relationship during this time, you have a superpower kind of love. Now, you two got married during the pandemic. Is romance alive in the household?
I would say that communication is alive in the household, and we quickly figured out, like early in the pandemic, that we had to be intentional about creating moments of connection with each other. So, most people, if you're partnered up, you may be over romance at this point. You've been living in your space with your partner for over a year.
It's a lot of FaceTime.
It's a lot of FaceTime. And we love being in the house together. But I think that the thing that's kind of cool about this year, for people who do want to celebrate Valentine's Day, is it may look a little different, where you could have more alone time, giving that person in your life space to enjoy maybe a little solitude.
I love that gift.
Yeah, so we don't have children, but my friends with kids, something that one of the partners will do is take the kids in the car and drive them around for 2 hours, go do some stuff so that the other person can maybe have a bubble bath or watch their favorite show or have a glass of wine or have just some time to check out from being a parent and being an employee and being a partner and treat themselves in that way.
Yeah, I think the biggest thing is communicating to set expectations. And especially when you've got an emotionally charged day. I'm not going to get on my horse about the whole consumerist culture of Valentine's Day and all that. But, let's say you and your partner or whoever, you do want to enjoy something of the day. But people have such different expectations for February 14th. And I think it's really important that you communicate your expectations so that your partner can meet them or let them know why they can't meet them. And then you can know what your partner expects so that they're not disappointed.
So no mind reading.
No mind reading.
And I love that you brought this up because, I've been married for a really long time, right? And it's easy to let this stuff just kind of roll over you after a while. And last year, pre-pandemic, I was sure that we weren't doing Valentine's Day. We weren't doing it. We've been together too long. Ugh, consumer, the whole thing. I'm crabby. I got totally caught out. He gave me the sweetest card, sweetest gift, everything. It was terrible. Let's just say
How did you handle it?
I ran out and I got the last damn mug at Starbucks.
That's amazing.
He loves the mug, but, you're right. Communication is key because I felt like a chooch, right? He made an effort. It was very sweet, and I'm just being this crabby girl. So, yeah.
Yeah, Mike and I lucked up that we both kind of aren't into Valentine's Day in that sense of it's like, oh, this is a fake holiday. I don't put too much pressure on it, but we communicated and understood that our expectations were aligned. But to be a little corny, the anniversary of our first date is February 19th. So we do celebrate that. And maybe because it's so close to Valentine's Day, it's like, let's just wait a few days. We have something more important coming up.
Yeah, it kind of overshadows Valentine's Day for us.
That's sweet. That's so sweet. I think actually the pressure for Valentine's Day for a lot of people is being single, right? It only feels like you're left out if you're single, because if you have a partner, you can always argue about whatever that was.
Yeah. Some of my single friends, they have been planning to do, I kind of hate the term Valentine's Day, but I know that's very like marketing heavy. So that's, what people can Google for ideas. But a lot of my friends are planning to just get together and do virtual wine tastings or have like a virtual happy hour. Hulu and Netflix let you watch movies together or TV series together with your friends. So that's another idea where you can just celebrate the people that are in your life that you love. I think that a lot of times we think of it as romantic love as we get older. But if you think back to being a kid in school and celebrating Valentine's Day, you were giving candies to everyone. So I think that it's important to know that it's not just romantic love, especially if you're single. There's people in your life who you love, who you can check on, who you can make time for. My mom's obsessed with Valentine's Day and wants a card from everyone in her life. So check on your family members. I feel like some of like the older generations were really raised with the significance of the Hallmark holidays. And it could be a great time to just check on people that you love, not necessarily someone you're partnered with.
That's a great sentiment. Have you guys heard about the home cider drama brewing in Greenwood? A Seattle cider maker who was making the best of the pandemic was selling to-go cans and growler fills out of their converted garage in the Greenwood neighborhood. And it was so adorable. The setup was so cute and apparently beloved by the neighbors, except for one, Crabbykins, who complained that it was too close to a church and a school. I love this story because it has all of the Seattle stuff in it. Craft cider, funky neighborhood setup, and most importantly, the villain NIMBY.
Right. That's exactly how he described
NIMBY.
it.
Yeah. I would say that church is too close to my bar.
You also felt strongly that churches and schools, it's questionable if anyone should really be going there right now in the midst of the pandemic, and that the bar is actually practicing a really great way of having a business and making it safe.
Yeah, in the end, they had to shut down because their license was appropriate to sell, but the businessy look of their sweet little garage setup was not in compliance with the law. And now, of course, all the neighbors are mad, and the parents at the nearby school are calling out the parent who filed the complaint.
Ooh, they know who did it.
Yes, and that person was public, and all of this is just, so Seattle, right? I feel badly for the child of the complainer. I really do.
They're not surprised, and they're like, my parent has always been like this, and let me buckle up for a lifetime.
And they're never getting invited to the post-pandemic kegger.
Oh, I know.
All right, looks like a cozy weekend ahead. That's our show. Thanks again to my guests, Ishea Brown and Mike Couch. They're the co-hosts of the podcast, Just the Tip. Thanks, you two.
Thank you for having us.
Have a great weekend. Seattle Now is produced by Caroline Chamberlain Gomez, Clare McGrane, and Jason Pagano. Matt Jorgensen does our music. I'm Patricia Murphy. See you Monday.